So when I want to create a custom function, this is what it looks like. You should be really, really used to this format in your code by now, right? Where we have a keyword. This is define. I'm defining a function. I have the function name. Typically, I use camel case here. For naming a function, you want to think about the same rules that apply to variable names. And you want to think about talking about in the name of the function what it is that function does. Just like I said, list accounts was the name of that function that I created. You want to think of a function name that says what it does. You can provide the function with parameters. It's not required, but the parentheses are required whether there are parameters or not. I didn't use parameters with the list accounts function. I didn't need to. And then we have a colon, and then we have an indented block of code. Everything, so when you use that function or when you call that function, it does this stuff. So when I call the function, this is how I create it, and then when I want to use it, I give the function name, and these are called arguments. Here they're called arguments. The arguments go into the parameters. You can think of the parameters as parking spaces. These are the cars that go into the parking spaces. So here at BC, we've got designated parking spaces. Campus police, the president, the vice president, right? They all have designated spots. So these are the parking spaces for those people. These are the cars that go in those spaces. Parameters and arguments. Those will often seem like they're used interchangeably, but that's the difference between the two. Parking spaces versus cars. So, a very simple function. This is a function that just does something, right? I call it do welcome. And when I create it, I use def, and then I name the function do welcome. Notice I have the parentheses, even though they're empty, there's no parameters for this function. And then a colon. And then indented below that, first I have a comment, then I have 5 lines of print. All this does is print a little user interface sort of welcome screen. But all of these 6 lines of code now are encapsulated. They're inside this function. So when I type this in my code, it does this. And I can reuse that as many times as I want. So it's very simple. So if I go here, okay, here is my welcome message. Obviously this needs to be up here and indented. So I'll indent. We'll move that up. There we go. And it says 1 usage. That's something that PyCharm does for me. It puts that in, and if it's a link, and watch this. So let's say that usage, when I use this, is way down in my code. If I want to find out where is it that I'm using that, I click on this, and it zips me right down to the spot where I'm using it. It's really nice because then I can see where in my program I'm actually using that function. So this does 2 things. It creates a custom function. Let me just undo all this deleting that I did, or undo all these extra lines. So it does 2 things. It creates a welcome message function, and then it uses it. So if I run this code, that wasn't what I told it to do. Stop. Run that. There we go. So there is my welcome message. And you can see here, if I run that, if I call that function twice, it'll just do it twice. It'll just run that code twice. So that's a simple function.